Welcome to Viewpoints on episode 17, almost at 20.
Wow. Yeah. I know, we're getting there.
We're getting there. So we'll start off the show, like we've done before, with Lost. The last episode, kind of Kate-centric. What do you think about it?
Yeah, it seemed very predictable. The whole point of it was, who knows the big secret that Aaron's not really Kate's son and who's using it against her. Although it seemed like we all knew who it was the whole time. So when the big reveal came that it was Ben, just trying to figure out a way to get Kate back to the island, it wasn't really that much of a surprise. But I'll tell you something else that we learned, and maybe it's not really that big of a surprise. Saeed is just a bad guy. Like, you don't want Saeed to be your enemy, because, man, that guy is just... He's like a superhero.
He should be on Heroes.
He really should. He's on the wrong show.
Yeah, he's on the wrong show. We should trade him and Mohinder.
In a trade?
Mm-hmm.
And a cast member to be named later?
Yeah, sure.
What else did you get from that episode?
That it rains like Hawaii in Los Angeles. Just saying.
It did seem to rain quite a bit.
Just saying. And that everything in Los Angeles looks like Hawaii.
Of course, we did finally learn that Jen is indeed alive, although we sort of all knew all along. It was just a matter of when they were going to reveal it to us.
Yeah, and he's with
Rousseau
Rousseau
and her group.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. And I hear he's going to stick with them for a little bit. So
it just makes no sense how the time is going, and like how everyone else got together, but then these other people didn't. I mean,
it just none of it makes any sense at all.
The time travel really gives me a headache. Like,
it really does.
I've gone through like a giant thing of aspirin.
It makes the show really hard to watch, and there is still really great acting and great characters. It's not all bad. It's just this time travel mess that they created is just really eating away at everything else.
Yeah, like Locke seeing the light coming from the hatch, so he could have saw himself. Right. And then Sawyer seeing Kate.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
Yeah, it's just like, exactly.
My brain hurts.
Exactly.
Just trying to decipher all of what's going on and keeping track. Like, I'll need a flowchart.
I'm just hoping that once they maybe get back to the island and everybody's back together, like, it'll start to make sense again, or if they figure out how to stop the time travel so much and how to slow it down at least, it'll start to make some sort of weird sense.
Yeah, I just don't get how certain people going back stops time travel from happening. Like, you'd think it'd just be a machine, you press a button that says, like, stop.
Right. No, nothing's that easy on the island.
Or, like, a keyboard, you type stop and enter,
you know. The Dharma Initiative, for all their genius in the mechanics that they thought of, a simple on-off switch seemed to be beyond their capabilities.
Oh, yeah, you would think.
So
I don't know, do you go back and turn the wheel the other way?
Really? Yeah. Really? Maybe if you turn it really fast.
Oh, there you go. Get Superman to fly around the Earth a few times really fast.
You know, who knows?
And save Lois Lane.
Who knows?
So this week, I don't even know. It seems like Jin... From the preview, it looked like Jin kind of sees Sawyer again. But it could be clever editing. I'm sure that's what it is.
It could be them seeing past Sawyer or whatever. So you can't really go by what they show you in the previews.
Yeah, so I'm keeping this tomorrow's episode a surprise just because I'm not reading any spoilers. Even though don't pick up the new Entertainment Weekly because it spoils the crap. It shows pictures of what's going to happen. You're just like, oh, guess I don't need to bother watching this week's.
Well, okay.
Although we'll be able to see Sun with a gun. Didn't mean to make that to rhyme.
Well,
going to attack Ben. So.
They put that in the commercials.
Yeah, so that's something to look forward to.
Well, that brings us to our other show that we sort of have a love-hate relationship with. And that would be Heroes.
Heroes last night,
which, what should tell you the level of the show at this point, I fell asleep. Like 10 minutes in, I'm not even going to lie. I fell asleep. It could not keep me interested.
That's pretty sad. And I have breaking news that Dan, of course, is back from the island. Mm-hmm. He has told me he's stopped watching Heroes.
Wait a minute.
Shocking.
He still loves Lost. Thinks it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I'm not saying Heroes is the best show anymore either. But he loves Lost, but doesn't want to watch Heroes anymore.
So he quit watching it.
Yeah. I think the island...
You falling asleep,
I think the
him not watching it anymore, and I'm the only person watching it now, like all the way through.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad.
And last night, from what I did see, it picked up with the plane crashing, and all the heroes are on the plane, and they start to scatter. and they break up into their little groups. And then there's an airstrike that gets called in, so there was a huge explosion. I'm sure they spent a lot of money on that, and it looked good, but it didn't really serve a purpose.
That's true.
I guess the big story from last night was that Daphne was killed.
Yep. Well, apparently.
You never know with this show, but
yeah.
it would look like she was killed.
Yep.
And it sent Matt over the edge.
Oh, he did. He went all super psycho, controlling people, murdering other people. So it's technically he murdered those people.
Well, we've never really gotten a chance to see Matt go sort of badass with his powers. So I guess that's the one opportunity.
It's true. I would just walk up to the whole group of people and be like, "You're all going to sleep."
No.
And then kick them.
No, that's the easy way.
That's true. But I just thought it was kind of rushing they went from those electronic darts that made them pass out to going to regular bullets and just start capping them for no reason. They weren't doing anything. Just they were standing there. Boom, boom, boom. You're dead.
Well, the other revelation from last night is that Peter can only have one power at a time now.
Yes. So if he takes the flight power and then he touches someone with the freezing power like he did last night, no more flight until he goes back and flight touches.
Although, the last time we saw him last night, he still has the power to fly.
Yes. Well, because the last person he touched was Nathan. So.
Also, Nathan called his mom to sort of bail him out of his jam.
Of course.
And like a good mom, she said, "You made this bed, now you gotta lie in it."
But then she also has a little.
Well,
she's working on something too.
She's always working her own angle, and he should have known that. Like she said, went to her first.
Yeah, and plus you would want her on her side because she can dream the future.
Right.
So she would be able to know what's going on.
But now they're Peter, Hero, Ando, Mohinder, and Matt are all together trying to get themselves ready for the coming fight, I guess.
Yeah, and Claire's sort of on the fringe of helping them, and there's the Rebel, who apparently has this really cool cell phone that doesn't tell the number of...
We don't know who it is.
It's more than likely someone we know.
Probably it's going to be somebody that we know, but now...
Bennett or something. Bennett's going to help them kind of while working.
Well, Bennett is always working like 3, 4, 5 angles at once, so you never really know what he's up to.
I just like how the government kind of hired this independent contractor who, has no real experience, or let's hire this paper salesman to come help us capture everyone. Yeah, I don't see that really happening.
Well,
that's one of the things.
Listen, if you're chasing people with abilities, you got to go to the guy who knows what to do.
Off the record.